Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to come to you today on Father's Day with a little short passage and thought from me and telling you about being a father and how important that responsibility is and how blessed we are to be fathers. That's a thing that God puts on you to show your responsibility in the world. And the passage says everything that I need to say. And it's from Proverbs 22, verse 6. And it says, direct your children onto the right path, and when they are older, they will not leave it. And that passage to me says that, ask me the question, what standards do you have for your kids? And the standards you have for your kids, how far away are you from those standards that you expect from them? Because we obviously know that our kids look at us every day, more than we would ever imagine them looking at us, and they see everything that we do, sometimes more than we even realize that they're looking at. So I challenge you today to increase the standard. If you want your kids to clean the kitchen, then when your kids aren't around, are you going to clean the kitchen and keep it right? Or the same thing with your bedroom. You expect them to have a clean bedroom, but your bedroom's a mess. So understand that the standards we give our kids we have to create that standard within ourselves as parents. So, if you're kicked back every night with a 12-pack, then more than likely that's the path that your kid will take, just because they see that, and that's a normal thing for them. That's something that they will always recognize as being normal. And I just use alcohol as an example because I think it's such a widespread thing in our culture. So my parents never drank in front of me. My parents hardly ever drank, I don't think, when I was growing up, nor do they drink now. But and I grew up and I was a drinker for a little while. So it's not necessarily that every standard that your kids have will come from home, but it is something that the more increased your standard is at home, the more increased standard your kids will have. So you have to show them the way. They're young, they're taking everything in and they're learning. They're in a process in their life where their brain is developing into who they will become later, and they don't get any development more than they get it at home. Of course, they get it at school, and they see a lot of things that they shouldn't see, or maybe wouldn't see at your house. But that creates them as people of society to understand that things happen in society that don't happen at your house. That doesn't mean you have to follow that path. And I think that's the thing that we have to teach our kids is, regardless of what they might see at school or once they get older at work, it doesn't mean that they have to conform to those other people. You're trying to give them a strong foundation to build off of as a kid, and the only way to give them that strong foundation is leading by example. So I encourage you today to spend time with your kids on Father's Day, or every day for that matter, but be encouraged to raise your standard as a parent, and raise your standard to where every day you're thinking about what your kids are seeing you do at home. And always think about that, whether you're with your kids or not. You have to raise your standard all the time to make sure that that's just your natural way. You can't just you can't just not use profanity in front of your kids. You have to try to eliminate profanity completely, because if not, you slip up and you say something, and profanity is something that you, as an adult, when you're around your friends and you're in an adult atmosphere, I don't think that it's something that condemns you. I just think that you have to know when to use that. It's like drinking. You don't want to drink every day in front of your kids. Every time they're with you, you got a beer in your hand. But if you're at an adult party and you guys want to drink and you have a drink, then I don't think nothing's wrong with that. So just be encouraged today to raise your standards of raising your kids, and see if it helps you in your life, and see if it helps develop them into better people. Thank you so much for listening. Real life testimony, because everybody has a story. Peace.